Hey, good people. This is Kevin Vota, and welcome to the Mr. Teacher, Mr. Preacher podcast and YouTube channel. Welcoming you to a Mr. Teacher mini lesson. That is with me, where I share one mini thing, at least, that I am pondering within the month and the theme that we are working on. And this mini lesson is titled My Favorite Question for More Enthusiasm. I cannot wait to share this with you because this is just a golden question that I've been pocketing for quite a long time. Before we get to that, this episode is brought to you by, we are affiliates of Amare, the mental wellness company. And just like I've said in other episodes where we featured Amare, Amare is all about your mental wellness and mental fitness. So if you are working out hard, if you are taking care of your breath work and meditation, and you're still finding that you're missing that one extra thing, well, maybe it has to do with your microbiome and your gut. And that's where Amare has really cornered the market and led the way with some great supplements and products, including the Fundamentals Pack and the Happy Juice, among others. And I've taken them. I love them. It is definitely one of the next frontiers of supplementation and research. We take protein for our muscles. Well, you can also supplement your gut, which is your second brain, and that is directly connected to your mood. And others have done wonderful work at exploring the gut-brain connection. No shortage of podcasts and books on those. For me, I just keep it super simple. It becomes a part of my hydration pack, and which is one of the positive psychology basics. And I just like to take it with the Happy Juice in the morning. It makes it simple. And I notice that my mood, energy, enthusiasm, like we're talking about, is immediately boosted. And it's definitely worth a shot and definitely worth checking out if that is available to you. So go to Amare, AMARE.com/36505. That is Amare, AMARE.com/36505. Be on the lookout for that Happy Juice pack. And the Fundamentals is another one, good start. I also have great kids products, Kids Mood Plus, and more. Great way to just even transfer your hydration from Powerade, Gatorade, other aids, whatever, electrolytes, basically just an easy transfer and to check out. So if that's something new to you, check it out. If you have any questions, just be sure to reach out. Let's get into the episode. And this is a very famous quote by George Bernard Shaw. And I think this is where we should start about my favorite question for more enthusiasm. We don't stop playing because we get old. We get old because we stop playing. And we'll cover this book in another time, but In Our Country by Steven Kotler, Growing Old and Staying Rad, his basic premise is to not stop playing. Go outside, play with friends, stay active. It's a use it or lose it thing, and you can get it back. Whatever that means for you is just to not stop playing. So what is my favorite question for instant enthusiasm? It's almost like instant oatmeal, instant enthusiasm. It's this. What might this, whatever this is, this practice, this drill, this experience, this thing, this chore, what might this look like if it were a game? Simple as, simple. Turn it into a game. Everybody has different games that they like to play, that have their own varieties of intensity, different dynamics. We'll get into that in our next video about spotting the benefit and noticing what types of games we like to play. But even as simple as this is, whenever I get too grouchy, or I get a little bit too uptight, or if it's just something I'm procrastinating about, or I'm struggling, asking this question solves everything. It makes it easier in the Greg McKeown, James Clear sense of taking it by the smooth handle. Not everything has to be so hard or so serious. So let's just take baseball, softball as we were rolling. How can you just walk through a practice? How can you make warm-ups a game? How can you make practicing playing catch a game? How can you make bunting a game? How can you make fielding a game? How can you make defense a game and fielding defense? How can you make hitting a game? How can you do pitching a game? Literally everything. as we see when, we get to the deep read to Find Your Yellow Tux, baking fun and games into everything you do. And it doesn't mean it removes the repetition or the drilling or working hard. In fact, you might even work harder if it's a game. I think when we covered that in the weekly primer for this week of July 17th, we think it's winning or fun, or instead of winning and fun. So if you're ever struggling to figure out or get people to work hard, just turn it into a game. It completely changes everything. You could even do it with conditioning. What would conditioning look like if it were a game? So instead of saying everybody on the line, worst phrase ever. I know that doing champions, as they call them in basketball, for instance, says you just dread every moment of that, versus, well, what would a similar type of conditioning look like if it were a game? How can you make champions a competition or a game, actual game? We could get into the dynamics of an actual game, but just stick with this question. And what that does is like putting on gameful glasses. It is a way to approach the world, as we're going to learn from Jane McGonigal at the end of the month in her book on Super Better. Also, she wrote Reality is Broken. You put it on those rose-colored glasses, and you see life through the lens of a game, and it's like being a kid again. Similar to the way Daniel Coyle in the Talent Code, our episode on industriousness with Daniel Coyle's book, The Talent Code, when he saw the world through the lens of myelination and how talent gets wrapped around these sheaths. If I could talk today, this is what we're really looking to do. And Charlie Hone said it best. I love Charlie Hone. Charlie, hat tip. He wrote the book Play It Away, cured his burnout and workaholism with play. And at the end of that, very short book, get the book. It's great. He says play is a state of mind. So it's like those glasses, seeing the world through play. It is a way to approach the world. Whether your world is a frightening prison or a loving playground is up to you. That's great. Absolutely great. So I would tell you, yes, put on your gameful glasses. Look through that question of whatever it is I'm doing, especially the ones that are not so fun. How might this be a game? How might we have more energy? How might we be more enthusiasm, and not false energy or false enthusiasm where you just gotta, pick yourself up and just pretend to be happy. Like actual fun. That is something that I ask a lot, and I need to ask more of. I think we all need to ask more of it. If we're going to lean one way, we should probably be playing more games and having more fun and more play than we currently do, because that's really what it's all about. You ask anybody that's really having a fun, you know what they say? It's just a game. It's fun. Let's keep it that way. So that's your mini lesson for today. Thank you for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe. Check out other mini lessons. We cover all sorts of things from the industrious section. We talked about eating more corn, why doing what's corny is what makes you happy, for more enthusiasm. That's a fun episode, and more. So do check us out. Check out Amare. It's a great way to support the channel and the podcast. Check out the books that we feature from bookshop.org and Thrift Books and the other links in the other episodes. But most of all, thank you for watching, and thank you for tuning in. Hope these are useful to you. Let us know what you have done. If you've ever applied this question, what might this look like for a game? And give us any other feedback that you think. We appreciate it. We're going to keep chugging along through the pyramid of success and more enthusiasm. Until next time, never stop learning, everybody, and be well. See ya.